I can be
Closer.
drunk off my tits, but as long as there's not beer in the shop.
That's fine. That's all set up. Cool. Good. Yeah, right. Hello, Rob and Rory.
Hi.
How are you today?
We're great. We're in really good mood actually.
High spirits.
Yeah. This is the first arena that we've ever headlined ourselves. So we were just out on stage watching, excuse me, the King Blues playing, and there's the room starting to fill up, and it's just filled us with immeasurable joy.
Yeah, and enthusiasm, I should imagine.
Yeah.
So you've done 2 shows, is that right? We're in Nottingham now. You've done Edinburgh and Glasgow.
Edinburgh, Glasgow.
How did they go? How was it a good turnout?
Yeah, both shows were smaller, relatively smaller.
Yeah.
I think around 2,000, but yeah, they were good. I mean, there was the same as every first show of a tour. There are always teething problems. So there was a few bits like linking up the video screens with the audio slightly out, just little tweaks here and there, and little bits of sort of silly mistakes that I'd make that the audience probably wouldn't notice, but I notice, and it kind of plays in the back of my mind, sort of thing. But I mean, I think all in all they were pretty decent, solid shows, solid sets.
And I mean, you're finishing the UK tour in Alexandra Palace, aren't you? Which is a big deal. So how's that? I mean, I should imagine that's kind of a thing. Have you played there before?
Yeah, we've played there. We headlined the UK Warp Tour.
Oh right, yeah.
There, and we played Give It a Name festival there, like years and years before that. But yeah, this will be the first time. Obviously, we're headlining it. So yeah, it's a very big deal because it's like the biggest show we've ever attempted to play, like headline show anyway.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about the name Enter Shikari. Now I've looked a little bit into the reason why it's called Enter Shikari, and obviously it was renamed when you joined the band, wasn't it? So Enter Shikari, I saw that it's Raoul's uncle's boat. Is that correct? So what's with the Enter thing? What was it that made you think, wow, this is a great name, maybe we should?
It started off with like you say, Raoul's uncle having a boat called Shikari, and then I think for some like English coursework or something, Raoul wrote a poem called,
I think it was a play.
Oh yeah, a play. Yeah, sorry, that was it. It was a play called Enter Shikari, because it was kind of like I remember he sent it to me and I was like, what is this? And he was like, I think it should be like the new band name. And I was like, oh. But like it was basically like, a misty scene or something. Then Enter Shikari came in. It was like some hunter on a horse or something.
And that was a piece of stage direction.
Yeah.
Enter
Shikari. Yeah. And we just thought, it's pretty out there. It's pretty interesting. And at the time, we were kind of just developing our own sound, so we kind of wanted to have a name that sort of reflected our individuality.
So obviously it was called Hybrid before you changed the name. What was it? Was it because Rory? Obviously, you came into the band. Was it because Rory came and you thought, let's kind of shake things up. Let's change the name. Did you kind of think, let's?
Yeah, I don't think we were ever really settled on the name Hybrid.
Right.
And when Rory joined and played the guitar, Raoul sort of moved on to focusing more on the vocals and the electronics. And we were starting to change our sound as well, putting more electronics into it, so it just felt like the right time to sort of turn it over, start fresh with this kind of new face, new chapter, whatever you want to call it.
So let's talk a bit about the Mind Sweep, which is obviously the album that you're touring now. It came out last year. Great success. It got top 10 UK album charts. Do you think that's particularly different to the other albums? Because I kind of think it is. It's very I think it sounds more sort of mature, if you don't mind. But what do you think? What were
I'm
your
offended
ideas?
by that.
Oh, what were your ideas when you were writing the album and making the album? Did you think, right, this is different to the things we've done before? Or did you just think, well, this is another album, you know, we'll put as much effort into it as we have, let's just go out for another outing kind of thing? What did you think?
I kind of just didn't care. I just wanted to get it out there and start making money from it.
Yeah.
I'm joking. That's the complete opposite. We take a lot of pride over our music, and we put a lot of effort into it. And this one was no different. We were very much very, very focused on sort of creating new sounds. What we found is it's very difficult for us to write any music that's the same as what we've done before, because we're constantly growing, maturing. Like, maybe that's why you felt that you heard sort of us maturing through our music. You know, we're constantly listening to new music and getting inspired by other new stuff that we're hearing. So that kind of flips over and comes out in our creativity. So yeah, we're always trying to push ourselves musically as songwriters and instrumentationally, you know, as musicians, and we kind of just do it for ourselves, and then it sort of turns out that our fans and critics seem to like it as well, which is, you know, quite lucky.
So you've said on previous albums, I think it was Rao that said in an interview actually, that people like the Beatles and all sorts of genre kind of things have inspired albums and stuff. Who kind of inspired the Minesweep? Was there any kind of, because there's all sorts of stuff in there. There's all sorts of inspirations that you can hear coming through. What can you kind of cite any main influences for the Minesweep?
You could probably go through like moment by moment, track by track, going, this vocal was partly inspired by this.
Yeah.
This guitar was partly inspired by that, but like there's not.
That would take a long time.
Yeah. There's not like one. There's not one thing that really inspired everything. I mean, yeah, we like when we make music, we just try not to think about limitations or anything. That's kind of always been a thing, really. I guess, like, you know, just do whatever we want, just whatever we're into, just like go, yeah. You know, don't worry about what other people are doing or stuff. I mean, like when we first started, like there wasn't many other bands like with electronics in their sound, like in our kind of scene. I mean, I guess that's partly because of the technology wasn't like readily available. Like Rao bought this hardware synth called a Korg Electribe, which is kind of like the easiest way to do it at the time, to make sort of decent sounding synths. That was like a bit of hardware you had to learn, and you actually had to put time into it. Like now, you know, anyone who's got like a laptop, like get some software really cheap and just like free or whatever, just make some synths and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, when we first started, it was we were sort of one of the very few bands that we knew of that were doing something remotely similar to what we were doing with electronics and heavy rock, and we faced a lot of like hatred and snobbery from the scene, but yeah, that just kind of spurred us on to kind of care. Like the more criticism you get, the less you care about it. Yeah. So it's probably a good thing in the end, because now we just kind of.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah. We just do whatever we want now, and they don't give a shit.
Well, yeah. Funnily enough, so at the beginning, did you kind of think about, we'll do it this way because that's what people want? Did you think, all right, let's just be in a rock band, or from the beginning, did you think, right, let's do something kind of different? You know, did you kind of think?
No, well, at the very beginning, like when we were really young, we just got together and were playing covers. Like I think a lot of bands start off with just playing covers, and then just sort of experimented more and more. You know, started off very much writing songs very similar to the ones that we were covering, so a lot of it sounded very much like Muse or Stereophonics or things like that. And then so the more that we wrote ourselves, the more it kind of grew and evolved into its own, separated sound.
Mm-hmm. And let's speak quickly about Shikari sound system, because that's the kind of side project that you have, and it started at Reading and Leeds, like 2012, was it? Why was that? Did you just kind of feel like, let's shake it up a bit, let's do something new?
Yeah, well, me, Ral, and Rob have kind of always been like really interested in producing and just like crafting electronic sounds, and over the years we've done sort of remixes and just like made dance music, and we've never really had like a platform to kind of show that side of us.
Yeah.
You can chuck it up on SoundCloud, which is fine, but it's sort of, we thought, maybe there's something in this to like, maybe we could be having more fun like with this. So yeah, we just thought we just start an actual, like, give it a name essentially, and just and so that came together in the Reading and Leeds show, and since then, we haven't really done any other live shows. It's mainly just been DJ sets because it's just a lot easier.
Yeah.
But eventually we'd like to put something together again.
Very quickly, because I know you've got to shoot off in a minute. Redshift, you've just sort of released that about a month ago on the Animac Radio 1 show. Now, I think it's fair to say that's really different. When I heard it, I thought, wow, this is different to what I've heard Shikari do in the past. Because there's all sorts in there. There's kind of bits of sort of indie, but then it kind of goes, all right, yeah, let's go back into it. What's it all about? Is that kind of a new direction, or did you just feel like, hey, you know what, why not?
No, not. I don't think we ever sort of think about going into a new direction. It's just kind of what happens. And when we recorded this, I think there were just different parts of it that sort of tugged different emotions inside us, and that we were all sort of very much engaged with. Because the chorus is sort of very much on our softer side, more sort of chilled out melodic type stuff. But then there's a huge euphoric climactic ending, to it that's got that sort of makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up every time we play it. And it just kind of grew like any other song of ours did, so not out of something that it's not like we have a mathematical formula of how we put together a song, or okay, we want the song to sound like this, so we'll write a riff that sounds more epic or whatever. It just kind of comes out of us, and that's how that came about.
And is that going to be a new EP? Can you tell us that? Is that going to be?
No, that was just a standalone single by itself.
Cool. Well, it certainly gave me and Tom goosebumps when we heard it.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Rob and Rory. It's been wonderful.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
All right.
Thanks, that guy.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers.
Awesome. What buttons undone?
Now you look like an idiot. Thanks, dude.
Really interview.
Have a great show.
Thanks. Enjoy it.